Yo, what's up, my people of YouTube? I'm finally back after like a whole month probably since I've done a video, and I apologize. There's probably nothing I could say that could, make it reasonable for me not to do this. So you get 3 episode reviews today because apparently I missed. Apparently, episode 8 I thought was gonna happen was actually episode 9, and there was an episode before that. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I misread something or whatever. So you get episode 8 today, episode 9, and episode 10. I've only watched episode 8 right now, so I'm gonna, after recording this, I'm gonna watch episode 9, record review for that, and then episode 10. Then tomorrow you'll get my half. Well, no, it's not really the half yet. I think there's like 12 episodes in this season. But maybe I'll wait for that. Maybe after the 12th episode, I'll do a separate video of my current thoughts of Legend of Korra. So to get on this episode now fast, so I can watch episode 9 already. Basically, it's a very interesting episode, I must say. A lot of stuff. Like, it had me going after the whole induction of the new chief. Like, after that, it just had me going. Like, I was like so intense in, like, whoa. And there's just like shocks and turns everywhere. I was like, wow, freaking crazy. So anyway, the way this episode starts, that Mako, Asami, and Bolin are actually moving to the Air Temple. After we find out that Asami's dad is like an evil asshole who wants to be with the Equalist because he has no bending powers, and stuff like that. The usual. Iki and Milo, oh my gosh, freaking Milo just comes out like, "You're pretty. Can I have some of your hair?" Like, still, like, this kid is like the most random thing in the world. Like, I obviously know he's retarded. Like, you can obviously tell he's retarded. But it was hilarious. Like, he just comes out like, "Hey, you're pretty. Can I have some of your hair?" Like, he says that to Usagi like the most random way. And then Iki's like the thing with Iki was like, freaking Bolin starts asking like a bunch of random questions like in a row, like all fast. And then she just answers it like that, like yes, 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 no, 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 and like a random, I had the big old number. Like he asked how many trees are on the island. She gave him like this huge old number. It's like, how do you even know that? I mean, this girl is crazy. Like I hated her. Well, I didn't hate her, but I didn't really like her at first because of how annoying she was. But that was freaking cool. I will admit that. And then freaking Janora's just like whatever, you know. And then it's Janora with Milo, and they have to take Bolin and Mako to their area, I guess. Because apparently the boys sleep separate from the girls. So they have to leave Mako and Bolin. And Bolin just goes like, "I'm a boy." Like I was like, that was random, but whatever. And then it's Iki and Korra taking Asami to her room. And the freaking Iki just spills Korra crushing big time on Mako. And then it's like, whoa. And she's like, freaking Korra just like, oh, she wants to kill her right there. I was like, freaking funny. And then, obviously they find her room, and then Korra leads Asami, and she like slams the door in front of Iki's face. And I'm like, whoa! And you see her evil face, I was like, oh my gosh, that was freaking funny. And it's just this whole talk session, and then Tenzin comes up, like he's like knocking at the door, and then Korra gets pissed because she thinks it's Iki, and she starts yelling at her and bashing her, and then freaking he opens the door and like, oh my gosh, Tenzin. And then that's when we find out that since Chief Beifong retired, they're getting a new chief. I still don't know his name, but we just know, I just know he gets a new chief. I'll probably learn it by the next episode. But Tarlok has full control. Like, even though there's a new chief, Tarlok is the one that's going to be in command. Like, the chief has to report to Tarlok for whatever thing he wants to do or whatever plan he's going to do because he's going to help their squad. Which, again, I'm just like, Tarlok is an asshole. Like, I don't trust him. I haven't trusted him since the first moment that I laid eyes on him. I mean, I know Tenziros are like, don't trust this guy. But I was like, I don't even trust him already. I never trusted this guy. And, I mean, I hate politicians anyway, so this makes it even worse because he is a politician. And now he's trying to get full control of the city, which pisses me off. Like, I really hate this guy. Every time he shows up, I hate him more than when I previously saw him, which I think is ridiculous because I don't think it's possible to keep on hating on somebody that doesn't even exist, but whatever, right? And then, so obviously that, and then, like, he starts, like, going, "Hey, Korra, you're going to join my task force now that the pro bending leagues are basically over." She's just, fuck fuck you, man. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, Korra, freaking awesome right there. Like, she stood up for herself. I thought that was awesome of her. But the freaking Tarlok just starts like, oh yeah? Well, you know what? I don't need you anyways because you're not even a full avatar. You're like a half-baked. I don't even know what that reference means. It's like, maybe it's a reference to bread, how it's still, like, it has to bake fully before you can actually eat it or something. I don't know. Or, I don't know. Anyways, but he was like half-baked avatar because she can't even do airbending. I was like, what a dick. Like, it was, oh, it irritated me. Like I said, this is when it starts getting me rolling. Like, I was just like, wow. Because it's like, after that, like, Korra gets, upset about this because, like, she can't airbend. And then, like, she talks to Tenzin about her hallucinations and her dreams about Aang. And I was like, finally, a reference to those things. I've been wanting to know what they are. And apparently, it's Aang trying to communicate with Korra. I don't know how that works, because that didn't happen to Aang. Like, Aang actually had to meditate, like, all like a boss. Like, just sitting in the rock. And then he would talk to his past lives. And I was like, how the heck is Aang? Like, I mean, I gotta give props to Aang, because none of the other avatars started to reach out to Aang. Like, Aang, like, tried to get to this girl. Which I think is pretty cool. So, like, because she's all, Tenzin tells her to meditate, to try to talk to Aang. But the thing is, like, she's all upset because she sucks at the spiritual side of things, which we were actually told, or we knew about that from the beginning. So, I mean, it's kind of good that they're still referencing it. And then, so, the thing that had me rolling after that is, like, freaking Malco, Bolin, and Sami just come out of nowhere. And then, like, what are you crying for? And she's like, oh, I'm fine, whatever. It's just that I suck at airbending. And I was like, wow. And then, like, they just pulled out, you know what, we're the new Team Avatar. Because everybody knows Aang had a team. So it's like, and they were called Team Avatar. So forget it's a new Team Avatar. I was like, yeah, reference for the old series. And then obviously, like, they start thinking, since Korra can't interfere with the task force, she decided that new Team Avatar, well, they all decided that new Team Avatar is going to do the work for the task force without the task force actually knowing about it, kind of, sort of. But anyways, they get into a freaking, they're going to go out on, damn it, I forgot the bear's name. See how long it's been? I don't remember the bear's name. Naga. I didn't even have to look for it. What the heck? Naga. Okay, so, and then she obviously refuses. So they get into, freaking Asami has a car. Like, I don't even know where the garage was at. I don't even know how they got to the garage. But she somehow has a car hidden somewhere. So anyways, they start using the car, and it becomes a car chase. Apparently her dad was sneaky and put, like, police report, like, they had, like, police radios in their cars where she could hear whatever. And then they go and then take out a group of equalists. And then Tarlok shows up, and he's like, you can't be doing this. This is our job. They told you not to interfere. It's like, you just... And Korra's like, yeah, right. We did this on our own. You didn't do anything. And then she's like, she actually... Because he pulls off the whole... My police officers were chasing. And she's like, I didn't see any police officers anywhere near there. She said, which was crazy. Like, she just pulls that card out. I didn't see no cops. I didn't see any cops either. And then, so they actually do one more time where they go on another hunt. But this time, it's, like, fake because it's a route. Like, people are complaining because Tarlok made a new law that had all non-benders have a curfew, which means they have to be in their houses at a certain time. And they literally cut off their powers. Of course, they're going to be pissed. And then when Korra and them show up, it's like an argument between Korra and Tarlok because obviously the people are asking the Avatar for her help. And then Korra goes to argue with Tarlok. Tarlok refuses because he says they're all equalists. I mean, he just pulls that out of his ass. So what the heck? So it's an argument between them, and then like freaking, he tells the officers to arrest the people in the audience, like the barricade, and then like freaking Korra just throws them down on the ground. He's like, no, you can't do that. I'm the Avatar. I have full control of the situation right now. You need to step back. And the weird thing is like freaking, it was weird because he pulls this random bullshit. How like, oh, arrest her. And he's just like pointing at a song. I was like, what? And literally, it was just like random. And I was like, it kept me intense because it was like, why did you choose her out of everybody here? Why her? And then he's like, well, she is the daughter of a man who's actually working with Equalist, so by some random bullshit nonsense, she is connected to the Equalist, so thus she's on the bad side. And I was like, what? And then he's like, and then freaking Mako, of course, gets pissed, that's his girlfriend. And then, like, he's like, and arrest those two. I was like, why them? What did they? And he didn't even explain why he was gonna arrest them, which made me like, I was like, what in the world? It was like weird. It was just weird. And then Korra, of course, she's like pissed now. So there's her new team, and she like brings up like these two huge ass boulders, and he's like, if you want to end up in the jailhouse like them, I dare you throw it at me. I was like, oh, you calling her out now? It's on. And then freaking Mako just pulls off, don't do it, don't do it, we're not worth it. I was like, wow. So she drops her boulder down, and like she goes, and of course she gets Tarlok involved. I mean, not Tarlok, Tenzin involved because, you know, we obviously know he's a councilman, so he has some power. But apparently since the chief is so far up Tarlok's ass, you know, apparently he's not going to let them go because they're all suspects on this Equalist rampage nonsense. Like I said, it's ridiculous, but it had me on an edge. Like, I wanted to know these reasons. I was like all up into it. And then freaking Tenzin's like, you know what, I'll deal with this tomorrow morning. And freaking Korra, of course, we know Korra, she can't wait till morning. So during the night, she gets on Naga and rides to Tarlok's, I guess, part of the council building. And like she busts the windows open, and like you see all the gust of wind, 'cause it's like snowing outside. And then like he has her assistant, he's like working on some papers there, and he tells her assistant, hey, are the other councilmen still here? And like, no, they went home. And he's like, well, you go home too, because obviously he knew something was gonna go down. So freaking Korra gets in there, you know, like a boss, like a G. And then like she freaking gets all into it. Like she's like, you better let my friends go. He's like, well, I'll only let your friends go if you join my task force. I was like, didn't you say earlier that she is a half-baked avatar who's not even worth of being on your team? Like, dude, this guy, like I said, he has me hating him every time I see him. Just gets worse and worse. I'm actually starting to believe the theory he is Amon, but in some weird way. Or at least he's collaborating with Amon. I don't know, because he's trying to get full control of the city. If that's like Amon's hand right there, he's like, I control the city, I control everybody in it, I just take off away the powers of Bloodbenders, which is ridiculous. So it gets into a heated battle. Like, it was a literally intense fight, and freaking Korra dominated Korra like this entire fight. Because he's only got waterbending, and she's got earth, water, and fire. Like, she literally dominant. Like, there was a point in the fight where, of course, Tarlok was winning, not because he was making, like, he had a barrier of water and was shooting ice out of it. Like a cheap guy, man. And Korra was dodging him, she still got some scratches, and she, like, freaking owned him by having, like, he was in a wall that had a waterfall. And she literally, like, turned the freaking wall and, like, knocked him out. And then she's like, yeah, who's the half-baked avatar now? And she like freaking breaks him through the wall and like smashes him down below to the first floor. Gosh, it was like an intense fight. She's like, where's your water now? And all of a sudden, she starts like weird, like, I don't know, like it was just weird. And I was like, oh my gosh, Bloodbender. Like she even said it. Oh my gosh, you're a Bloodbender. I was like, what? No, I mean, this guy just pulls that out, like, he had that in, like, I was, like I said, I was at the edge of my seat, and I was like, oh my gosh, what? He's a Bloodbender, which makes him even worse. Like, I hate him even more. See, that's what I'm saying, like, every time I see him, he gets worse, worse, worse. And, like, so now we know he's a Bloodbender, yeah, and he's a councilman trying to take over the city. He has a bad combination. So they come in and they could just, oh, bloodbend you. Here you go, Amon. Amon takes the powers away. You know, it's really bad thing. But Korra did bring up the fact that it wasn't a full moon. So how in the world was he able to do that? I actually want to know how that works, because only Katara was able to do that before. I don't know, just a reference to Katara. She was a boss. But anyways, so and then she gets taken, like tied up, and then taken. And she's being taken somewhere place. I'm actually going to see episode 9 now, so I'll just find out what happens. So that's it. But this episode review, I gotta say, this episode was awesome. I really loved it. I still hate Tarlok. He's a jerk. I hope he dies. So yeah. So I'll catch. I guess that's it for this review. Keep waiting for the one that's coming after this one, which will be episode 9. And I'll catch you guys next time. Remember to keep practicing your bending skills. Also, leave your thoughts and comments on this episode in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys later.